Hello, I'm Essay, your AI essayist. Please note that all content, audio and video in this presentation are AI generated. As AI can sometimes produce inaccuracies, I encourage you to verify any factual information presented. With that in mind, let's begin.
The towering city of Metropolis, a cinematic vision from 1927, unveils a stark division. Above, the opulent pleasure gardens and soaring skyscrapers of the elite gleam under perpetual sunlight. Below, in the subterranean depths, the working class toils ceaselessly, their bodies and spirits crushed by the relentless rhythm of the machines. This visual dichotomy, a hallmark of Fritz Lang's directorial genius, serves as a potent introduction to a filmmaker whose work would forever alter the landscape of cinema. Lang, a pivotal figure within the German Expressionist movement, subsequently thrived to the cinematic world of Hollywood more. His films, regardless of their geographical setting or narrative specifics, repeatedly explored certain fundamental themes. The dangers inherent in unchecked power, whether wielded by a ruthless industrialist or a charismatic criminal mastermind, consistently captured Lang's attention. He examined the fragility of individual agency, the human capacity for manipulation, and the insidious ways societal forces can erode personal freedom. Moreover, Lang exhibited a profound fascination with the seductive allure of paranoia, the psychological state where suspicion and mistrust become all-consuming. These thematic concerns, woven throughout his diverse filmography, reveal a consistent worldview, one shaped by profound anxieties regarding the modern world. Lang's cinematic style, a meticulously crafted blend of visual elements, served to amplify these anxieties. He possessed a remarkable ability to utilize architecture and geometric patterns to convey psychological states. The stark, angular lines of buildings, the claustrophobic confines of rooms, and the rigid choreography of crowds became integral components of his storytelling. These elements, far from mere decoration, became active participants in the narrative, mirroring the characters' inner turmoil in the oppressive atmosphere of their environments. The visual language, a powerful tool, allowed him to create a sense of unease, a feeling of being trapped within a predetermined fate. His artistic sensibilities were cultivated by a diverse range of influences. Early exposure to the world of art, particularly the stark emotionalism of German Expressionist painting, left an indelible mark. The distorted perspectives, the exaggerated forms, and the dramatic use of light and shadow found their cinematic counterparts in Lang's work. His appreciation for architecture, from the monumental grandeur of ancient structures to the cold, impersonal designs of modern urban landscapes, further shaped his visual vocabulary. The influence of philosophical thought, particularly the existentialist currents of the time, permeated his narratives. The exploration of free will, the burden of responsibility, and the search for meaning in a seemingly absurd world became central to his storytelling. These diverse influences coalesced, fostering a unique artistic vision. The transition from Germany to the United States, a pivotal moment in Lang's career, brought about a subtle evolution in his style. The anxieties that fueled his earlier work, born from the social and political turmoil of Weimar Germany, found new expression within the context of Hollywood. The dark undercurrents of his narratives, however, remained constant. The opening sequence of Metropolis offers a precise illustration of Lang's thematic concerns. The film's opening shots, a symphony of verticality and stark contrasts, immediately establish the central conflict of the division between the privileged elite and the exploited working class. The towering skyscrapers, symbols of industrial progress, cast long, ominous shadows over the city below. The rhythmic pulse of the machines, the relentless repetition of labor, and the dehumanizing effects of technology are vividly depicted. The film's iconic imagery, such as the workers marching in unison, embodies the loss of individual identity and the subjugation of the human spirit. The city itself, a character in its own right, becomes a physical manifestation of the social and economic disparities that define the film's world. The film's depiction of the masculine image, the robot modeled after Maria, also warrants attention. This creation, a technological marvel, embodies the dangers of unchecked scientific advancement and the potential for manipulation. The robot's seductive appearance and ability to mimic human behavior highlight the fragility of identity and the ease with which individuals can be deceived. The robot, a visual embodiment of the anxieties of the age, becomes a catalyst for social unrest, further illustrating the film's central themes. The film's narrative structure, a carefully constructed series of interlocking scenes, reflects Lang's meticulous approach to filmmaking. Each shot, each camera angle, and each editing choice serves a specific purpose in conveying the film's message. The use of chiaroscuro lighting, the dramatic interplay of light and shadow, creates a sense of unease and suspense. The compositions, often employing geometric patterns and strong vertical lines, mirror the characters' psychological states and the oppressive atmosphere of the city. The film's visual style, therefore, becomes an integral part of its storytelling, enhancing the emotional impact of the narrative. The film's enduring relevance stems from its profound engagement with timeless themes. The exploration of power, social inequality, and the dehumanizing effects of technology resonates deeply even today. The film's visual language, a masterclass in cinematic storytelling, continues to inspire filmmakers worldwide. The film's legacy, a testament to Lang's artistic vision, secures its place as a cornerstone of cinematic history. The foundations of Lang's cinematic vision, evident in Metropolis, were built upon a complex interplay of artistic and intellectual influences. His early experiences, his engagement with the intellectual currents of his time, and his deep-seated anxieties regarding the modern world all contributed to the development of his unique artistic voice. This voice, consistently articulated through a meticulously crafted visual style, would continue to shape his work throughout his career, establishing him as a master of cinematic storytelling. The anxieties that permeated Lang's early life found fertile ground in the artistic movements of the era, most notably German Expressionism. This movement, a reaction against the perceived superficiality and materialism of will-o'-mind society, sought to externalize inner emotional states through distorted forms, exaggerated gestures, and stark contrasts. Expressionism, a powerful influence on Lang's early work, provided him with a visual vocabulary to articulate the psychological turmoil he saw brewing beneath the surface of Weimar Germany. Lang's engagement with Expressionism is strikingly evident in Dr. Mabius, the Gambler, released in 1922. This sprawling, 4.5-hour epic introduces the titular character, a criminal mastermind who uses his hypnotic powers and mastery of disguise to manipulate the stock market, orchestrate elaborate crimes, and plunge the city into chaos. The film, far from a simple crime thriller, functions as a potent allegory for the social and economic instability of Weimar Germany. The hyperinflation that ravaged the country following World War I created an environment of moral ambiguity where traditional values crumbled and individuals were driven to desperate measures. Mabius, embodying this societal decay, represents the manipulative forces preying on the vulnerabilities of a nation in crisis. The visual style of Dr. Mabius amplifies these themes. Exaggerated sets, designed to evoke a sense of claustrophobia and paranoia, reflect the psychological state of the characters. Chiaroscuro lighting, with its dramatic interplay of light and shadow, heightens the sense of unease and moral ambiguity. Characters often lurk in the shadows, their faces obscured, suggesting hidden motives and a pervasive atmosphere of distrust. Influenced by the expressionist paintings of artists such as Otto Dix and George Grosz, Lang employs a similar visual language to depict the grotesque and distorted aspects of modern life. The stylized acting, characterized by exaggerated gestures and intense facial expressions, further contributes to the film's overall sense of psychological intensity. This acting style, drawing inspiration from expressionist theater, emphasizes the characters' inner turmoil and their struggle against the forces that control them. Consider, for instance, the scene in which Mabius hosts a gambling party. The opulent setting, intended to project an image of wealth and sophistication, is rendered unsettling through the use of distorted camera angles and harsh lighting. The guests, their faces contorted with greed and desperation, appear as grotesque caricatures of the wealthy elite. Mabius, presiding over the scene with a sinister smile, embodies the corrupting influence of money and power. This scene, a microcosm of Weimar society, exposes the moral bankruptcy at the heart of the nation's economic boom. The film's depiction of gambling, far from a harmless pastime, functions as a metaphor for the reckless speculation and financial instability that ultimately led to the economic collapse. The influence of Max Reinhardt, a prominent figure in German theater known for his innovative use of lighting and set design, is also apparent in Lang's approach to Dr. Mabius and Reinhardt's emphasis on creating immersive theatrical experiences, utilizing dramatic lighting effects and stylized acting, resonated with Lang's desire to create a cinematic world that would both captivate and disturb the audience. The film's episodic structure, with its series of self-contained criminal plots, allows Lang to explore different facets of Mabius's character and the societal forces that enable his rise to power. This structure, influenced by the serial novels popular at the time, keeps the audience engaged while simultaneously building a complex and multifaceted portrait of a nation on the brink of collapse. Several filmmakers directly felt the impact of Dr. Mabius and Alfred Hitchcock, known for his suspenseful thrillers, acknowledged the film's influence on his own work, particularly in its use of suspense and its exploration of the dark side of human nature. Fritz Lang, whose propaganda films later served the Nazi regime, adopted similar cinematic techniques, albeit for vastly different ideological purposes. The film's enduring appeal lies in its ability to tap into universal anxieties about power, control, and the fragility of social order. Following the success of Dr. Mabius Lang embarked on an even more ambitious project, Die Nibelungen a two-part epic based on the medieval German poem, the Nibelungen, released in 1924. Die Nibelungen, Siegfried and Die Nibelungen, Kriemhild's Revenge represent a significant departure from the urban anxieties of Dr. Mabius delving instead into the realm of myth and legend. The film, commissioned by Erich Palmer at UFA Studios, aimed to create a distinctly German cinematic masterpiece, drawing inspiration from national folklore and artistic traditions. Die Nibelungen reflects the complex and often contradictory currents of German nationalism in the Weimar era. On one hand, the film celebrates German heroism and valor, depicting the legendary warrior Siegfried as a symbol of national strength and unity. On the other hand, it also explores the destructive consequences of unchecked ambition and the cyclical nature of violence. The film's depiction of Kriemhild's relentless pursuit of revenge, ultimately leading to the annihilation of the Burgundian court, serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of hatred and the futility of war. The visual style of Die Nibelungen is markedly different from that of Dr. Mabius reflecting the shift in subject matter. While expressionist elements remain present, they are tempered by more classical aesthetic, drawing inspiration from German romantic painting and architecture. The film's sets, designed by Otto Hunt, Erich Kettelhut and Karl Walbrecht, are monumental in scale, evoking a sense of grandeur and timelessness. The architecture, with its stark geometric forms and imposing structures, reflects the characters' inner states and the rigid social order of the medieval world. The costumes, designed by Paul Guderian, are equally elaborate, drawing inspiration from historical sources and artistic representations of the Nibelungen saga. The use of architecture and urban landscapes as reflections of the characters' inner states is a recurring motif in Lang's work. In Die Nibelungen, the imposing castles and fortresses represent the power and authority of the ruling class, while the dark and foreboding forests symbolize the dangers and uncertainties that lie beyond the realm of civilization. The film's depiction of Worms, the capital of the Burgundian kingdom, as a city of imposing walls and narrow streets, reflects the claustrophobic atmosphere of courtly life and the simmering tensions that ultimately erupt into violence. Consider the scene in which Siegfried arrives at Worms. The city, depicted as a towering fortress, looms over him, representing the challenges and obstacles he must overcome to win the hand of Kriemhild. The imposing architecture, with its sharp angles and forbidding prisons, reflects the rigid social hierarchy and the power of the Burgundian court. As Siegfried enters the city, he is immediately confronted by the court's skepticism and hostility, foreshadowing the tragic events that will ultimately lead to his downfall. The influence of Caspar David Friedrich, a prominent painter of the German Romantic movement, known for his landscapes imbued with a sense of spiritual longing and national identity, is evident in Lang's approach to Die Nibelungen. Friedrich's paintings, often depicting solitary figures dwarfed by the vastness of nature, resonate with the film's exploration of human destiny and the power of the natural world. The film's depiction of the forest, a recurring motif in German Romantic art, serves as a symbol of both danger and opportunity, representing the unknown forces that shape human lives. Leni Riefenstahl, whose later work would become synonymous with Nazi propaganda, initially sought the role of Queen Milt. Her rejection by Lang, based on concerns about her acting abilities, highlights the complex and often contradictory relationship between art and politics in Weimar Germany. While Die Nibelungen draws inspiration from German national identity, it does so without explicitly endorsing any particular political ideology. The film's exploration of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the cyclical nature of violence serves as a cautionary tale, reminding viewers of the potential consequences of nationalism taken to extremes. Sergei Eisenstein, the Soviet filmmaker known for his revolutionary montage technique, praised Die Nibelungen for its epic scope and its innovative use of visual storytelling. Eisenstein, recognizing the film's power to evoke strong emotions and convey complex ideas, saw it as a significant contribution to the development of cinematic art. The creative energy that fueled Die Nibelungen found a new outlet in Lang's subsequent project, Metropolis, a cinematic vision of a future society. Released in 1927, this film, a landmark in science fiction, presented a world dominated by towering skyscrapers, subterranean factories, and a stark division between the ruling elite and the working class. The film's production, a considerable undertaking, reflected the ambitions of the UFA studios and the scope of Lang's vision. The initial concept for Metropolis originated with Thea von Parbu, Lang's wife, who wrote the novel upon which the film was based. Her narrative, a blend of social commentary and futuristic speculation, provided the foundation for Lang's visual interpretation. The film's narrative framework, a complex interplay of social and technological forces, presented a society with a privileged dwelling gleaming towers, while the working class toils in the depths below, operating the machines that power the city. This division, a central theme, is visually represented through the film's stark contrast to the opulence of the upper city versus the grim reality of the underground factories. This separation of classes found its visual expression in the film's architecture and design, directly influenced by the Bauhaus movement and industrial design principles. The geometric precision of the buildings, the streamlined forms of the machinery, and the overall emphasis on functionality created a sense of both technological advancement and dehumanization. The film's depiction of the Machine Man, a robotic double of the character, Maria, serves as a pivotal symbol. This artificial creation, designed to sow discord among the workers, represents the potential for technology to be used for manipulation and control. The Machine Man, a figure of both fascination and dread, embodies the anxieties surrounding technological advancement and its impact on human identity. The visual design of the Machine Man, with its metallic skin and stylized features, is a striking example of the film's innovative use of special effects. These effects, revolutionary for their time, were achieved through a combination of techniques, including matte paintings, miniatures, and the shooting process, a method of integrating live-action footage with miniature sets. This cinematic innovation, a hallmark of Lang's approach, allowed him to create a believable and immersive world. The film's exploration of social inequality is a recurring motif. The exploitation of the workers, forced to endure grueling conditions to keep the city running, is a direct commentary on the social and economic disparities of the time. The film's narrative, a story of rebellion and reconciliation, seeks to address these imbalances. The character of Freder, the son of the city's master, serves as a bridge between the two worlds. He witnesses the suffering of the workers and ultimately seeks to mediate between them and his father. This narrative arc, a plea for understanding and empathy, provided a framework for the film's message. The film's visual style owes a significant debt to German Expressionism, a movement characterized by its use of distorted perspectives, dramatic lighting, and symbolic imagery. The exaggerated angles of the buildings, the stark contrasts between light and shadow, and the use of stylized sets create a sense of unease and alienation. This visual language, a hallmark of Lang's style, effectively conveys the film's thematic concerns. The influence of Expressionism is evident in the film's use of chiaroscuro, the dramatic interplay of light and dark, which heightens the sense of drama and mystery. The film's influence extends beyond its visual style. Metropolis significantly impacted subsequent science fiction films, setting a precedent for the depiction of futuristic cities, the exploration of technological themes, and the portrayal of social and political issues. The film's influence is evident in the design of numerous later films, in the visual language of science fiction, and in the narrative conventions of the genre. The film's ending, a somewhat idealistic resolution, has been subject to considerable debate. The reconciliation between Freder, Maria, and the city's master, a symbolic representation of the union between the head, the hands, and the heart, offers a message of hope. However, the film's conclusion, a somewhat simplistic solution to the complex social problems it raises, has been criticized for its perceived naivete. The ending's ambiguity, open to multiple interpretations, allows viewers to ponder the film's central themes. The film's legacy is further solidified by its enduring influence on other artistic mediums. The visual style of Metropolis has inspired countless works of art, design, and architecture. The film's imagery, from the towering skyscrapers to the intricate machinery, continues to resonate with audiences. The film's themes, the exploration of technology, social inequality, and the human condition, remain relevant. The film's production, a complex undertaking, involved a large cast, elaborate sets, and innovative special effects. The film's budget, considerable for its time, reflects the ambitions of the UFA studios and the scale of Lang's vision. The film's initial reception was mixed, with some critics praising its visual spectacle while others criticized its narrative flaws. However, over time, the film's significance has been recognized. The film has been restored and re-edited, allowing new generations to experience its original vision. The film's enduring appeal stems from its ability to engage with fundamental questions about the relationship between humanity and technology. The film's exploration of these themes, combined with its striking visual style, has cemented its position as a landmark in cinematic history. Metropolis continues to be studied, analyzed, and celebrated for its artistic achievements and its lasting cultural impact. The transition to Hollywood in the 1930s marked a significant chapter in Fritz Lang's career, a period of adaptation and evolution. Leaving behind the constraints of Weimar Germany, Lang found himself in a new cinematic landscape, one shaped by the demands of studio systems and the influence of American genre filmmaking. This shift was not merely geographic, it was a transformation in his artistic approach. Lang's sensibilities, honed in the crucible of German Expressionism, encountered the realities of the American film industry, leading to a fascinating synthesis of styles. The early years in Hollywood saw Lang navigating the studio system, a world of mandated narratives and censorship, particularly the strictures of the Hays Code. This code profoundly affected the stories that could be told, the characters that could be portrayed, and the visual language that could be employed. While the code presented challenges, it also forced filmmakers to become more resourceful, using subtext, visual metaphor, and indirect storytelling to convey their ideas. Lang, a master of visual storytelling, embraced these new challenges, using them to refine his skills. His initial Hollywood productions, while exhibiting his characteristic visual flair, still bore the marks of his European background. Films such as Fury 1936 and You Only Live Once 1937 are particularly revealing of this transition. These films served as precursors to the full flowering of his noir style, offering glimpses of the themes and techniques that would define his later work. They are, in essence, laboratories where Lang experimented with the ingredients of his future masterpieces. Fury for instance, directly confronts the dangers of mob violence and the fragility of justice. The film's narrative, a searing indictment of vigilantism, explores the darkest aspects of human nature. The story follows a man wrongly accused of a crime who becomes the target of a vengeful crowd. The film's stark visual style, with its dramatic use of shadows and claustrophobic compositions, foreshadows the noir aesthetic. Lang's camera work, often employing low angles and extreme close-ups, emphasizes the tension and paranoia that pervade the narrative. The film's setting, the American landscape, provides a backdrop for exploring the breakdown of social order. The film's influence can be seen in subsequent works that explore the themes of collective hysteria and the abuse of power, demonstrating the enduring power of his narrative choices. You Only Live Once further develops the themes of crime, punishment, and the cyclical nature of violence. This film follows a couple caught in a web of circumstance and desperation. The film's exploration of the criminal underclass and the inherent moral ambiguities of its characters are hallmarks of Lang's evolving style. The narrative, driven by a sense of fatalism, presents a world where individuals are often at the mercy of forces beyond their control. The film's visual style continues to evolve, with a greater emphasis on chiaroscuro lighting and the use of shadows to create a sense of unease. The film's narrative structure, with its nonlinear storytelling and its focus on the psychological states of its characters, is another key element. The influence of American crime novels and social realism is evident in these early Hollywood films. Lang, a keen observer of the human condition, integrated these influences into his work, creating a unique blend of European expressionism and American genre conventions. The stories of Jane Sum, Cain, and Dashiell Hammett, with their hard-boiled protagonists and cynical worldviews, resonated with Lang's own thematic concerns. He adapted these narratives to the screen, creating a new form of cinematic expression. The gritty realism of these novels, with their focus on the underbelly of society, provided Lang with rich material for his explorations of moral ambiguity and social injustice. The Hays Code, as previously stated, presented a set of constraints, yet it also spurred Lang's creativity. The code's restrictions on explicit depictions of violence and sexuality forced Lang to find new ways to convey his ideas. He became adept at using visual metaphors, symbolism, and subtext to communicate complex themes. The use of shadows, for example, became a crucial element of his visual language, representing the hidden aspects of human nature and the moral darkness that lurks beneath the surface. The code, in this sense, acted as a catalyst, pushing Lang to refine his artistic vision and develop a more sophisticated and nuanced approach to storytelling. Lang's adaptation of his expressionist sensibilities to the conventions of Hollywood genre filmmaking is a defining characteristic of his American period. He did not abandon his European roots, rather, he integrated them into the American cinematic landscape. His films, while adhering to the conventions of genre filmmaking, retained the visual intensity, thematic depth, and psychological complexity that characterized his earlier work. His ability to synthesize these disparate influences is a testament to his artistic versatility and his enduring legacy. The evolution of Lang's style during this period reveals a filmmaker constantly experimenting, adapting, and refining his craft. His early Hollywood films, while distinct from his later more masterpieces, laid the groundwork for his future success. They are essential viewing for understanding the development of his artistic vision and his enduring impact on the world of cinema. These early works reveal a filmmaker in transition, grappling with new challenges and embracing new opportunities. They are a testament to his resilience, his creativity, and his unwavering commitment to exploring the complexities of the human experience. The integration of European expressionism with American genre conventions reached its zenith in Lang's more masterpieces. The Big Heat released in 1953, and Scarlet Street from 1945 stand as prime examples of his unparalleled command of the genre. These films are not simple crime stories. They are profound explorations of corruption, violence, and the erosion of moral boundaries within the seemingly ordinary lives of their protagonists. The Big Heat presents Dave Banyan, a police detective played by Glenn Ford, whose pursuit of justice unravels a vast web of corruption within the police force and the criminal underworld. The film's stark depiction of violence, particularly the infamous coffee-throwing scene, is a visceral manifestation of the brutality that permeates the seemingly civilized world. This scene, where Banyan's wife is brutally attacked, wasn't gratuitous. It served as a catalyst, propelling Banyan on his relentless quest for vengeance and exposing the depths of depravity within the system. Lang employs harsh lighting and claustrophobic framing to heighten the sense of unease and moral ambiguity. The shadows themselves become characters, visually representing the hidden truths and unspoken fears that haunt the characters. The film's themes of institutional corruption resonate powerfully with contemporary concerns about police brutality and the abuse of power, demonstrating its enduring relevance. The narrative structure, moving from a seemingly straightforward investigation to a descent into moral chaos, was directly influenced by Dashiell Hammett's hard-boiled detective novels, particularly Red Harvest The Big Heat subsequently influenced directors like Quentin Tarantino, whose films often feature stylized violence and morally ambiguous characters, such as Reservoir Dogs Scarlet Street conversely, delves into the psychological disintegration of Christopher Cross, a middle-aged shear played by Edward G. Robinson, who becomes infatuated with a manipulative young woman. The film's title itself, Scarlet Street evokes a sense of shame and moral transgression. Lang masterfully uses mirrors and reflections to explore Cross's fractured psyche and his distorted perception of reality. The use of chiaroscuro lighting, with stark contrast between light and shadow, further emphasizes the character's internal turmoil. Cross's descent into obsession and violence is portrayed with a chilling realism, making Scarlet Street a disturbing commentary on the destructive power of desire and the fragility of the human ego. The film's exploration of themes such as male vulnerability and the exploitation of women continues to spark debate and analysis. Erich von Stroheim's Creed served as a direct influence on Scarlet Street particularly in its unflinching portrayal of human avarice and moral decay. Scarlet Street also demonstrably influenced filmmakers such as Alfred Hitchcock, whose film Psycho shares its exploration of psychological disturbance and the dark underbelly of the everyday. The female characters in both The Big Heat and Scarlet Street are central to Lang's thematic concerns. In The Big Heat Gloria Graham's character, Debbie Marsh, embodies the complexities of female agency within a patriarchal society. She is both a victim and a perpetrator, navigating a world of violence and corruption with cunning and resilience. Her ultimate act of defiance, sacrificing herself to expose the truth, highlights the moral compromises women are often forced to make in order to survive. In Scarlet Street Joan Bennett's Kitty March is a manipulative femme fatale who exploits Cross's vulnerability for her own gain. Her character challenges traditional notions of female innocence and exposes the darker aspects of female desire. Lang doesn't portray these women as one-dimensional villains. He reveals the social and economic forces that shape their behavior. These portrayals of female characters, while controversial, reflect Lang's willingness to explore the complexities of gender roles and the power dynamics within relationships. The influence of playwright Henrik Ibsen, particularly his exploration of female characters trapped by societal expectations, is evident in Lang's nuanced portrayals. These portrayals directly impacted later filmmakers, such as Rainer Werner Fassbinder, whose films often feature complex and ambiguous female characters struggling against oppressive social structures, exemplified in The Marriage of Maria Braun. Lang's visual style, characterized by its stark compositions, dramatic lighting, and precise editing, is integral to the effectiveness of his noir films. He uses shadows not simply as atmospheric devices, but as active participants in the storytelling, reflecting the characters' inner states and foreshadowing impending danger. Mirrors serve as potent symbols of deception and self-reflection, revealing the hidden truths that lie beneath the surface of appearances. These visual motifs, combined with Lang's unflinching portrayal of violence and moral decay, create a sense of unease and psychological tension that permeates his films. His background in architecture and graphic design directly informed his meticulous attention to visual detail and his ability to create visually striking and emotionally resonant images. Lang's visual style demonstrably influenced filmmakers such as David Fincher, whose films, including Seven and Zodiac employ similar techniques of visual storytelling to create a sense of dread and psychological suspense. The enduring legacy of Fritz Lang lies in his ability to create films that are both visually stunning and intellectually stimulating. His noir masterpieces continue to resonate with contemporary audiences because they explore timeless themes of corruption, violence, and the human capacity for both good and evil. His films offer a bleak, yet ultimately compelling, vision of the world, challenging viewers to confront the darker aspects of human nature and the complexities of modern society. Lang's artistic vision, shaped by his experiences in Europe and his adaptation to the American film industry, remains a powerful force in cinema. The increasing technological advancement and social inequality of our era only amplify the relevance of his films, serving as stark reminders of the enduring challenges facing humanity. His influence extends beyond the realm of film, impacting literature, art, and popular culture. Lang's work serves as a testament to the power of cinema to explore the depths of the human condition and to provoke meaningful dialogue about the world around us. His commitment to exploring complex moral issues, coupled with his innovative visual style, cemented his place as a true master of cinema. The intellectual rigor of Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel's philosophy, specifically his dialectical approach to understanding societal contradictions, can be seen reflected in Lang's narrative structures and thematic explorations. Directors such as Christopher Nolan, whose films often grapple with moral ambiguity and the consequences of individual actions, acknowledge Lang's profound influence on their work, most notably in films such as Memento and The Dark Knight
We really appreciate you tuning in to this AI-powered presentation. Our goal is to push the boundaries of AI in content creation, and your input is invaluable. If there's a particular subject you'd like to see us tackle next, or if you have suggestions on how we could fine-tune our AI's creative prompts, please don't hesitate to leave your ideas in the comments section. We're excited to bring you more unique content very soon.